It's Kringle Time. Sit back and relax as we dive into a world of laughter and learning with the Kringle Brothers, reminding us that we are better together.
Hey everybody, welcome tonight. How are you all doing?
Oh my goodness, it was crazy there for a minute.
Oh, how come?
Well, I had Facebook going, I had you going, I had YouTube going. There was so much sound going through my ears. I didn't know if I was where I was.
Where I was just like, well, that's been the call in Michigan lately. Where am I? With all the blizzards we've been having and the snow, like UP's got like 36 inches of snow, like boom, just like that.
And you know what? By this weekend, it'll all disappear because why? Friday's the first day of spring.
Yeah, like I'm not sure I believe that right now, but that's positive thinking. So welcome to Kringle Time, everyone. I'm your host,
Hello,
Nick
everyone.
Lau, and also
I'm Herbie. It's that way. Nope, wrong way.
wait,
It's that way.
that way. Point
The
point
opposite of what we're doing.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's right. Well, Bubba's on, and let's see, Chris is on, and Kevin's on, and Bill is
And,
on. Oh
and
my!
Alan's on.
Oh, and Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
so
have a great show.
so anything new this week for you?
No, actually, nothing new this week. Working with you, we're coming up with maybe a new prop and a new little shtick thing going on there. That sounds like fun. We could actually talk about that later on. But no, other than that, it was just celebrating St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Did you have a good one?
You know what? I did. I mean, it was quieter than I expected. You know, what I mean, because I one of the things that I do, giving back to our community in our area, is reading with Santa program, and so I buy
Hmm.
books and I go into the school and I read for a classroom and I give them books and to encourage reading and stuff. Well, needless to say, I was supposed to read last Friday, snow day, Monday. All right, let's do it Monday, snow day. All right, let's do it Tuesday, snow day. But guess what? I got to read today.
Woohoo!
So I got to go to the school today, and I got another one tomorrow, which I'm excited about. But what was really cool, since Doug is on, I've been collaborating with Doug with an idea for Kringle cams, cams in the North
Ooh.
Pole. And Doug, just to let you know, it went over phenomenal today again. And I knew that it was great when all of a sudden the little girl, and I'm telling the stories and they're looking at my Kringle cams in my special box. She goes, "You are the real Santa," you know. So that was awesome. I love getting that comment when you're doing a stick with them, kind of thing. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So,
Well,
but
we got a few.
forget about that. But
Well, we
yeah.
got a few more people to say hi to. We got Tidewater Santa Ron on with us. Bubba's with us. Christopher Pareda's with us.
Oh,
Kim
and Mom
Terry.
is on. Yay!
Oh my goodness. Bruce is on. Bruce Norrid and Ken. Oh my goodness. We have Melinda and Mike Connor from good old Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, we have a great show today already.
We do. Well,
And
you
it's
know
all
what?
because
I'm really super excited about today. When we're talking
it's an
about
amazing day.
the heart of Christmas performer, last time we talked about character development. And so we looked at the inside. Today we want to take a look at the outside. In other words, that perception, what kids see. And I don't know anybody better to talk about suits than our guest tonight.
And a lot of the people following us tonight have a lot of Sam suits. I mean, Thomas Sharon is like, I have many of Sam's creations. It's all I wear.
Yes. Oh,
So we
so
have with us probably the Versace, the Gucci of suit makers, hailing from Michigan. Not only is he a renowned suit maker, but he's also a member of the Santa Claus Hall of Fame. Without further ado, say it, Michael.
Sam Milietto. I wanted to get that with Sam a little bit. Sam, welcome to Kringle Time.
Hello to all
Hello,
my
Sam.
brothers. Yes, hi everybody, and to all my
Oh,
brothers and sisters
Sam, it's
in
so
the
good to see you. I'm so
Santa
glad you're
Claus
here.
community. Hello.
Well, Sam, I want us to talk about Santa and Company a little bit tonight. I want to, ask you some questions on what does a good suit look like and how do you determine that and how you got into that. But before we get to the suits and talking about that wardrobe a little bit, I'd love to know, Sam, how did you come about you putting on the red suit? How did you become Santa?
Well, it's a story that where I loved Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I made sure I never missed the Thanksgiving Day parade, Thanksgiving Day parade in Detroit. So that was my Santa. Um, that carried me through the Christmas season. But as a single man looking for a significant other, my friends and I used to visit this restaurant. Maybe 10 or 15, 20 miles away from my home, but we would finish the weekend. Um, and there was a waitress there that I kind of liked, and think of ways of getting brave and asking her out on a date. So basically, um, the suit kind of came to me. Um, the process of trying to get the date was after the fact. It was just a conversation I had one day with my neighbor, who, in his daily trade as being a electrician, happened to find a Santa Claus suit in a vacant retail store that he was asked to disconnect the power. So in the utility room, there was a box that he looked into, and it was a Santa Claus suit. So he took it home, and it was just a matter of conversation. Um, as we were talking, and he was just telling me what he found, and that was it. That's all it. So, this was probably in the summer. Don't exactly know when, but I was going to say it wasn't Christmas time yet. So again, I'm trying to maybe meet a nice lady to date, and I just so happened during the Christmas season on one weekend, my friends and I visited the particular restaurant where she worked, and then I had this idea that I'm going to go back, and I thought for some reason I just thought of that Santa Claus suit and decided to uh, introduce myself to the Santa Claus world. Really, and the only example I had was the Thanksgiving Day Parade Santa Claus, which at the time was the Jail Hudson's parade.
Yeah.
And I really loved the character, the person who was playing Santa, who we basically, I think, all know, Father Joseph Bernard, Martin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, he was the real Santa. So I kind of tried to mimic him, but what was so cool is that was pretty much my guide to try to portray at the time, and basically just something that really wasn't professional looking at all, but I really at the time thought it was for myself. So I drove after dressing at my parents' home about 20 miles to where this lady was working, and to find out that, hey, the travel that I took from home to the restaurant was very unusual because I didn't realize how big a hit Santa was driving the distance um, between police pulling up next to me and giving them the quick siren or the flashing of the lights, people just waving, pulling up next to me at all the traffic lights all the way there. So, and then finally getting to my location and cars just piling into the parking lot and windows being rolled down and mothers sticking their heads out saying, Santa, can you say hello to my children? Now, it was daylight when this was all happening, probably 5 or 6 o'clock or so, or 7 o'clock. But, it was that time. It was winter or fall, and it was getting dark early. So Santa Sam decided to, I got to visit all these children. So all I
Yeah.
can tell you is that when I saw the last car, the streetlights were on, and I hadn't even started the reason for the trip. And I looked at that building where I still had to enter, and I didn't know what to expect. So I walked in
Oh,
and began actually continued my Santa experience from the parking lot to inside the restaurant. And it was a good sized restaurant. It's a family restaurant. And as you walk in, it was very loud until all the heads turned and then you could hear a pin drop.
yeah.
All I can tell you is the hostess um, kind of looked at me, kind of puzzled, and she was probably as red as my suit. And she said, "What can I do for you, Santa?" And I can remember he had to have been the owner because he was more or less directing with his hands to the hostess and to those like, "Who is that?" Because I don't know if he thought I was going to charge him, but I wasn't there for him. I was there to try to meet this
Girl.
lady who was the waitress at the time. So I asked the hostess. I said, "Well, where is?" And I'll never forget her name, Kathy Dobbs. Is she here today? In fact, I did call just to make sure she was working that night. So when I found out that where she was waitressing, um, the hostess said, "Well, she's at table such and such, and it's way back there." So here I go. I'm at the front of the restaurant, and there's tables full of families. And Santa just can't go straight. He's got to kind of go to each table and do his thing
Yeah.
to the best of his ability. So, anyhow, I don't know how long that took, but I finally got to where Kathy Dobbs was working. And she came up to me, and all I can think of is when she asked me, "What can I do for you, Santa?" I says, "Well, what can I get you?" I says, "Well, how about a Coca-Cola?" Yeah, so I
Oh,
got a
it's a
Coca-Cola.
good thing you didn't say Pepsi. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I got my Coca-Cola, and but I brought for some reason Santa Sam couldn't just ask her verbally, you know, um, would you like to go out with Santa? But no, I brought a Christmas card and I wrote what I was going to say in this card. And
Nice.
she looked at it and she herself turned red and said, Santa, I don't know what to tell you, but I am going with somebody. And I said, oh,
Oh my.
I'm so happy for you. And then, I kind of finished my Coke as she went on to waitress other tables. But as she started walking away, she said to me, if it doesn't work, I'm going to be calling you. Really made me feel it wasn't a waste, but because of the suit, because of my involvement of just um, inspiring and just making people feel good about themselves and about the season and seeing this gentleman trying to entertain and making all the children believe in Santa really started started my journey, which I had at that time had no idea that I was going to be involved in continuing a legacy
Uh,
that we all are benefit from to this day. But so I ended up starting out with, like I said earlier, before,
that's awesome.
not just so much the restaurant, but practiced with convalescent homes and
Yeah,
home visits, visiting friends' homes at Christmas time, and then to, like I said earlier, getting involved with reindeer. That kind of took me off my home visits and went more commercial
yeah.
with live reindeer and Santa's sleigh. So that's kind of how I got started.
Well, I
But
didn't know you had such a romantic side to you, Sam.
I
It's
don't
like,
think I need. Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's a lot of work to get, to ask for a date. I mean, I'm impressed with you, Sam.
Well,
Well, I have a question then. Did she ever call you back?
Actually, I don't know if she got married, but at the same time,
Oh,
no, Mike, she did. She never called me back.
oh,
I just
man.
appreciated something that I really never planned. Never really thought of becoming the character.
Yeah, yeah,
So, because like all of us, when we try to do something, we try to do it right, and we try to
yep,
make it to the best of our ability. And in my mind, it was the Santa for the Jail Hudson's parade. So I
Hmm.
searched him out. He invited me to his place of employment. He was actually a mannequin artist, where he told me where to buy my suits, um, what the best hair to use as far as a designer beard. And at the time, I couldn't grow a beard because I was working for my employer would not appreciate it. I was working for the Detroit News at the time,
yeah,
and so I did my best of what Bernie pointed me in the direction. Met Mrs. Babcock, who I just bought my two suits, and then through her learned that there was a Santa Claus school. Learned it was based on Charlie Howard, and went to the school, and that was about the late 80s or so where I graduated from the
wow,
school, but learned of this Charlie Howard character, but just knowing of him and his place in as a pioneer between him and Jim Yellick. That's all I knew, and then Jim Yellick I learned from Phil Wenz, and then try to keep those figures as my stimulant to keep my character going.
yeah,
And so, yeah, so that's kind of, it's not an outline, it's kind of the story of where I've got. But in the meantime, after buying my suits for Mrs. Babcock, being a 36-inch waistline, um, I just wasn't plump enough because at the time, all they made was 2X suits.
yeah,
Now I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Charlie did the same thing as Mrs. Babcock. Elizabeth picked up where he left off after he passed away, and all they were is 2X's. So you had to page yourself. Everybody was small back in the day, yeah, and so she sold this tummy pillow, which I bought, but I didn't like how it just made me look jolly in one little area, right
yeah,
up front where, you look either pregnant or beer belly. So I ended up just sketching something out, just checking into downed vests and looking at umpires and catchers and just protective gear and so on and so forth. So I came up with a Santa vest padding made out of cotton. Found a lady that could sew, so she made mine, and I wore it, and then thinking, I can't be the only thin Santa that wants to spread cheer. So I introduced the idea to Mrs. Babcock. I drove to Albany, New York, and showed her my invention, and she loved it. She said she wished Charlie would have did something like that, but she said, "Well, can you make those for me?" And I said, "Sure." I checked with the lady that made mine, and it all worked. So that's how I started. I never knew I was going to be making Santa Claus suits. It was the furthest thing from my mind. I was happy to help Santas that couldn't be jolly become jolly and fill that 2X, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until a couple years later, after we made these paddings, that she actually called me up one day and just said that she wanted to retire, and all the ladies that sewed for her wanted to do the same, and she said that I was the perfect candidate for it, and I said I don't sew. She says you don't have to sew. Just get some ladies there, and I'll come out. And so she came by train to pick her up at the train station. I rented a back of a restaurant, and that's where we had our first class. And it was one class. She went home the next day. But I had all these ladies that had this little handmade brochure that Mrs. Babcock designed and hand wrote and typed up and put a lot of labor of love into it, and went around the table. And so that's what we were left. We were all left with this little booklet. I wish I still had one. I don't know, but as time goes on, you lose things.
Right.
So that's kind of how I got my start. She wanted me to make the suits in Michigan and then ship them to her before before we send them to the customer.
Right. So
So
I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So she
yeah,
made suits for Charles W. Howard and for the school, right?
she continued the legacy.
Right.
She
Okay. And
continued the
then,
legacy. She
and,
really wasn't tied in with the school itself, but she promoted the school.
right.
She
Okay.
endorsed the school, and at the time, they were friends. Obviously, the school was run by Nate and Mary Ida Doan when I was there, um, and but Mrs. Babcock and the school, had to split because the school was non for profit, and Mrs. Babcock, being a single mother of two, she needed to make it for profit.
Yeah. And
So
income for to support her
Charlie,
family.
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, and so then she liked your padding, and then she started selling the padding to help skinny Santas
Yeah,
out, right?
yeah, yes, yes.
All
So
right.
I was making her to replace the tummy pillow.
All
Yeah.
right. Just making sure I'm understanding that
Yes,
connection. That's
yes,
awesome.
yes, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's how it all started, basically. So she basically taught my ladies, and back to this day, I still have one of those original ladies left
Wow.
sewing for me after
Really?
37 years or so. Yeah. I couldn't tell you how old she was, but her name is Melissa, and she is hanging in there with me all these years. She had to part for a little while because everybody that sews for me are subcontracting piecework. So she left me for a while, and then she came back after her employer. She was making Civil War uniforms, actually. So she
Wow.
started making suits for me for many years. Then, because her family was growing and she needed benefits, and this company was known for quality reenactment uniforms, so
Mhm.
she was with them for a while and then came back to me after they decided to stop making suits, and the owner decided to retire, and so that's how she came back to me, and now her and several other ladies are keeping the tradition going and keeping the legacy, helping me keep the legacy going.
Cool.
That's
Well,
amazing.
I just noticed that you have a picture of Charles W. Howard in the background.
Yes, that's that. I look at him every now and then, and to keep me motivated,
That's cool.
to
Now, I can't
kind of keep me in place of where it all began. You know where it all began.
Yeah, that's fun. Now, I can't read the sign. What does the sign say that's behind you?
Okay. The sign says these dressing rooms have been used by some of the outstanding Santa helpers of the world, which I found as we were invited to the old pole barn that Charlie had his Santa school in there, and he, instead of a log cabin, it was a Santa Castle. And it was the building was itself was overgrown with trees and brush, and you really couldn't even make out the building. So we were able to get we were invited in, and the place was just a mess. So it was like something where everybody was going to be, it was all going to be thrown out. So I just happened to see this sign, and um, it was okay for me to have it. And so I've been having it. I've had it for over 37
All right.
years.
So
So,
that
and
sign
it's
is from
also,
Charles W. Howard
it's
School
also,
in
it's
Albany.
also a stimulant. It's also a stimulant. I keep it in my shop, as well as the Charlie Howard as well, and also Jim Yellick. Those are my two, um, uh, what do you call it, inspiration of how it all began, basically. And I know there was people before him, but those are the two guys that I was educated that were the real were early pioneers in the world of Santa Claus.
Fun. Now you're the Santa for the Detroit Parade now, correct?
Yes, yes, yeah. I evolved to that. Uh, Based on auditions that I was involved in to get the role. But that has been probably the greatest experience of my life. And I would say that's creme de la creme for my Santa career. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun. So do you have any fun memories from that?
Every it's every well, I tell you what, I would say every year has been a fun memory. The years I don't like is when it rains, is when it rains,
Yes.
and you can't wear a raincoat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, Herbie, why don't we do this? Why don't we run our thanks for our
Right.
contributors, and then Sam, or let's run these, and then when we come back, let's dive in to talk more about the suit itself. All right, sound
Sure,
good? All
sure.
right, all right, very good. Here we go.
Are you going crazy managing clients, contracts, and invoices? Kringle Tracker is here to help you. Stay organized with ease. Keep your sanity in check with Kringle Tracker's intuitive tools to effectively manage your schedule and clients. Our seamless, customizable contract system allows you to tailor your contracts to you and your clients' needs. Prepare for tax time like a pro by tracking your income and expenses and generate reports to make it a breeze. Transform your Claus business by signing up for a free 20-day trial. Kringle Tracker was created by a Claus for the Claus community so you can focus on making magical memories for your clients. Head over to kringletracker.com and sign up for your free trial today.
Hey,
All
we're
right,
back.
now we're back.
All right.
I know we both did that. Hey, we're just gonna talk at the same time because it's fun. But no, as a caveat, that last video you just showed about Larry Talbert and the insurance, it's very important because as we start talking to Sam about the suits, the insurance that Larry provides will also take care of you if your suits get damaged or lost or stolen, and it's a wonderful thing to consider. So just something to put out there as well. All right,
Awesome.
Michael, go ahead.
All right, well, Sam. So let me go here. So you got a relationship with the seamstress that made Charles W. Howard suits, and then she got closer to retire, and she asked you and basically gave you take over the business and keep it going and keep the magic happening. Correct?
Yes, pretty much that's how it started. She kind of picked me because I was working with her, and told me to go ahead, and I just, kept my company name that I had started before I even had any idea. Um, that I was going to be involved in helping Santas and making professional suits. So it was a name that I just kept because I was trying to develop that name, which
Right.
started out to be Santa and Company, and then eventually Santa and Co. LLC. You know.
Right. Now, I absolutely love your suits. Are there any, and I know for me, what I would say different from your suits from other suits, but did you make any modifications to the suit a little bit from the original?
Well, yes. When in the beginning, I tried to duplicate what Charlie you know, when I first started, when Mrs. Babcock got me involved, you know, I drove out to the cemetery where actually my friend Phil and I visited the cemetery as Phil went to locate his grave, and then him and I stood over the grave, and you know, not knowing Charlie personally, I made a commitment to him that. You know, Charlie, I don't really know who you are. I just know of you, but I'll do the best I can.
Hmm.
So, knowing what his intentions were, I thought as time went on, I wanted to kind of go where the suit was driving me to all these individual requests on, you know, um, I live in the South, and do you make a cool suit? You know, after hearing that, whether it's humidity hot or it's dry heat, um, and with Santa's giving me the opportunity to do a little bit of an experimenting, but I never got away from Charlie's style.
Yeah.
But I figure Charlie would have been is proud of me because of me kind of making Santa's comfortable, making why should you be hot while spreading joy? You shouldn't have to be hot to spread joy. You should be comfortable. So I myself and a blessed seamstress that I found out later was called a tailor dressmaker. That's really what she was. So we did this like my Santa vest padding. We did some experimenting with different linings, and we came up with this, what we call our cool mesh, which actually, because wool does breathe, but anytime you put a satin lining in anything, it's going to still hold heat to your
Yeah.
body. So wool is fine. It's a great, it wears like iron. It just never dies. But to go the next step, you need something that's going to let your body heat escape. So not only did we use a special utility lining, but we also created a vent in the back of the suit that doesn't take away any of the appearance, but at least adds an escape route for the heat that builds up in your body. And we did also a hat that also vents. So you got your cool hat, you got your cool lining, and it's not for everybody, but it's for those that want to step up or maybe are kind of forced into buying something that's more comfortable because any of your costumes, um, your velvets, your plush piles, they're all satin lined, but even the exterior materials, they're so tightly woven, there is no way
Hmm.
that heat can escape. So I've been very blessed and successful offering that suit. And once I give them the choice, most of the time it's yeah, you know, I can see myself wearing it, and you don't necessarily have to be from a location where you know your Christmases are warm. Actually, a lot of gentlemen, a lot of Santas wear it for home visits, especially the ones where, hey Santa, let's stand in front of the fireplace. You know,
Oh, oh, yeah.
It's been an added creative way of helping Santa's spread joy in a more comfortable way of doing it, you know.
Well,
So
I can testify to that hugely because I mean, I have some gigs on Saturday where I'll put my suit on and I have to be there, like at the Grand Rapids Museum, at 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? So I literally wake up, clean up, put the suit on, and then I got to go to Traverse City. And so then I'm going to Traverse City and I'm not done with there until 9 at night. So I have days where I put your suit on and I wear it all day long and I'm comfortable. I absolutely love the cool mesh lining and I can stay comfortable all day long. I mean, Herbie, have you found that out for you too? Cause you've got one of Sam's suits with cool mesh lining, don't you?
Well, I have like two suits from Sam and plus a robe itself too. But no, that cool mesh really helps a lot because when I'm up performing, I'm really animated, and to have that vent to come in when you do get to settle down is amazing. But it's also the fabric. It's breathable fabric. The wool is great for that as well too.
Yeah.
And it's just the detail. I mean, I'm more honored than anything else to basically say my suit is an example of Charles W. Howard. And because for us in the community that know him, it's it's great, but from a client perspective, it's the traditional suit. It's what every person identifies with. So
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sold on the cool mesh. The cool if you haven't had a cool mesh lining, well, no, we'll just leave it with that. That's awesome. So that was the tailored. So how do you choose your wool, Sam? I mean, you how does the finding wool? Because I mean, you go through yards of it, don't you?
well, again, continuing Elizabeth's, let's say her legacy, basically. We were all buying from the same place, Woolrich, out of Woolrich, Pennsylvania. Well, when Woolrich eventually closed because they just didn't want to continue on, they sold the name to another company that basically got out of the wool business but made apparel, but everything was sent overseas. So I was trying to keep the suit made in America.
Right.
So for many years, I was able to do that. I'm pretty sure Charlie did, Mrs. Babcock did, but once Woolrich stopped manufacturing wool and just got out of the business, um, that's where that's where I was having a problem trying to locate wool in America. Well, um, the mills, there are no mills as far as I know right now that are, and you want to come, you want it, you want to come with the same color that you can, that the original suits were made from, the same, you try to go with the same texture.
Yeah.
Um, I know the original suits, I believe, were wool, but Mrs. Babcock and I believe Charlie also eventually evolved to a blend. So that helps with any kind of shrinkage or anything that you may have a problem once the suits has to be cleaned. I know that having a blend helps in that one thing only, but wool. Well, actually, wool. When I went to the Charlie Howard School, they always taught us that Santa, being an outdoorsman, would wear wool. The real Santa wears wool, and it always made sense to me because when you think of people that live in the north, they're wearing wool. You
Yeah.
know, I never really questioned it. If Charlie thinks that the real Santa wore wool, then you know what? But again, my example came from the Jail Hudson Santa, Father Marquis.
Right.
So I never ever even knew of any other suit. I was given the right suit right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And and once it was my responsibility to continue the legacy, I just stayed with it. I wore it, I made it, I endorsed it. I mean, it was a passion that there is no other Santa other than that working suit. And it's just a simple suit. It doesn't need any bling. It gets the point across with no bling.
Yeah.
And I've been known, there are other talented people out there that make suits to every kind of design and every kind of braid or color, and that's great. But we're not a sweatshop, but we do volume, and it takes a lot of time to make something like one of a kind. So we're not really into the one of a kind. We're into the everyday Santa that wants to look like the authentic Santa of the North Pole. And
Yeah.
that's I feel I do, and that's the way it was started, and that's the way I hope it ends, at least while I'm making suits, you know.
Yeah, well, I know that I've had rented suits, all in my 30 some years of being Santa, I mean, it's always, I called it weekend warrior work, where they would rent a suit for me and I'd put it on and it was nice. And of course it was hot, but all of a sudden one day I just went, I want to step my game up. And I was on Clausenet, and Mike Riley was selling a suit and it was one of your suits. And so I bought that suit for Mike. And when I got that suit and I put it on, there was something magical for me.
Yes.
It was,
Yeah.
I mean, I had other suits that I put on and I liked them. It wasn't, and they fit okay. But Sam, there was something about that suit that made me feel like Santa. And
It's
it was
magical.
so magical. So my first suit,
Yeah.
was a youth suit that I got from him, But I tell you what, every suit that I get from you now, I mean, there's something magical, at least for me,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
when I wear your suits,
Yeah.
and I know if I feel magical, then it's easy for me to portray that and
Right.
to come across that magical. So, thank you, and also one of those finding a quality suit that you can get used, and I still have that suit. I'll never get rid of that suit. That was like the first Sam suit for me. So
Well,
yeah,
well, well, that's the amazing part with Sam and the suits that you actually create is they don't feel like costumes. They feel like legitimate clothing and they wear just like legitimate clothing. I mean, I've rented suits as well and had costumes and things of that nature, but at the same time, when I put yours on, it feels more authentic. It feels comfortable. It's just like I'm wearing my civilian clothes, more or less, is how you could say it. But I do have a separate question here. Is I know, Sam, there's a lot of events that are coming up here. When's the next time you're going to be in person so people can come and see you?
In character, you mean,
No,
or
no,
as a
no, no.
seller?
As
as a
a seller
tailor,
of the
as
suits, as a
as
tailor.
as the
As a
tailor of
tailor,
the company.
I'm taking orders now. In fact, thank you, Mike, because I wanted to take this couple minutes to ask all those that I measured at Northern Lights, the Cape Cod Santas, and the Santas at in Santa's Family Reunion, that I was unable to make their suits because I just there wasn't enough time in the year to give me a call. We're taking orders now. I've been every day calling all the Santas that I measured. Some are getting back to me, some are not. So if those are watching, and I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I didn't mean to. It was just something that there's only so much time, and I look forward to helping those that I measured. If not, I'm still taking orders for any Santas that need a suit for this year. And this is perfect timing. It's March now, and we've got time, and I'm ready to go for all those who would like a professional Santa Claus suit.
Well, let me do this. I put in your web address into the banner here, and so there's Santa and Company. You can go there, www or santacollc.com. And so there's Sam's address, and you can see his suits. You can see what he has, and there's a lot of great testimonials on the website, and all of Sam's contact information is there too.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
And
you're
just
welcome.
and to all our listeners and viewers, just realize this, that this is an investment in something that'll last you a long period of time, as well as make you look spectacular. So as we go in, because we are going to take a little break here, we got to do the dad joke and all that other fun
Oh
stuff
yeah, we
too.
got a lot
But
of fun stuff too.
before we cut over to that, I just want to say that take a look at the website. And if you have an opportunity at one of the different events that Santa and Company LLC or Sam's there at, sit down, talk to them, and see if you can get measured, because I'll tell you what, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's run our dad joke and come on back.
To the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing.
And we're
That was
back.
short. It was quick. The guy who invented zero. Thanks for nothing. Thank
Yeah,
you,
hi,
Charlie.
Charlie. Charlie did
we
it
do
again. Good old
we
Charlie.
do have a good quick question here from our viewers here. Sam, do you ship to Canada?
Oh, yes, we do. We do. It's not
All right.
as easy as it used to be, but we do, yes. Or if you're
So
in Ontario, you can just come over the Blue Water Bridge and I'll be waiting for you.
that question actually came from Bruce Templeton. I know he lives up in Nova Scotia. And
Oh,
just a couple other comments here too. Santa Bill Stockwell says Sam's padding is fantastic too. So
Oh,
you still actually are making the padding. It's not just
oh
all
yeah.
dedicated to the
Oh,
suits. So
oh yes, definitely, definitely.
and
It's
there was
improved. Actually, it's improved. We
and then
actually, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
I know. No, there was another Santa Bob dash H5D. It says, I will contact you, Sam, for a new Santa suit this spring.
Thank
nice.
you. I'm ready for you. I'll
Yeah,
take
I
care
think
of
you'll
you.
be happy with it. Yeah, too
N-
much.
Now, now, Sam, here's a question that I do have for you. Let's see, where was it here? Is for Santa just starting out, what is the most important investment in a suit?
Well, the most important investment as a suit is to, um, boy, I tell you what, Mike, it's to buy a suit that, first of all, examine your conscience and how is this something that you really want to do? Is this something that you feel passionate about, that you want to uh, extend your personality, your love of family and children and the Christmas season? And then pick out a suit you can afford, but make sure it's something that a suit that's going to last you and give you the image that you want.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be an expensive suit to begin with, but if you do have the money, whether it's you buy it from me or you buy it from anyone else, get yourself a suit that's going to give you the image that you want, that you see on a Christmas card or on anything, any kind of a special promotion where that Santa looks good to you. Try to duplicate that character, but you're going to need a good suit. Try to stay away from you know, costumes that look like costumes. There are brands out there that you can buy affordably. We offer what we call our off-rack suits, which is a professional suit. It'll last the length of your Santa career, but it has less bells and whistles. But it's something that you can get right away, whether you don't have to wait for it. But we will be happy to make you the custom suit if that's what you'd like. But this makes it a little bit easier if you can kind of stay away from any costume material, any costume looking suits, any suits made overseas. Stick with the American suits, whether it's me or anyone else that makes these outfits to the expectation of what actually children and adults want to see as far as the traditional character, you know. So I don't know if that answered your question, but
Oh no,
that's
no,
basically the answer, you know.
that was perfect. A couple more questions coming from our viewers here. Tidewater Santa Ron asked, "Does Sam Suits offer removable fur?"
I get asked that a lot. Well, if I could paint a picture, so you've got the fur that's on the suit. Fine. It looks good. I mean, I can see the point of taking the fur off so that someday when you take your suit to the cleaners, it doesn't come back pink. But my answer to that is it looks good at the beginning. But after that suit has been cleaned, and although cleaning does its job, it's also distorting, it's also stretching, it's also shrinking, it's doing all kind of things as well as you're wearing it. After several years, that fur is going to look exactly like it's removable. You don't want that. You have to find someone that can clean that suit responsibly with the fur on. And whether it's me or any other cleaner, you want to ask for Furrier method cleaning. It's a much safer way. It's the same way that people who have expensive fur coats use. It's a little more expensive, but it's a different process. Um, it would be the better choice of having fur that you can remove because it's going to look good at the beginning, but after a while, the longevity of the suit will outlive the fur, how the fur should look like it was the first day you bought the suit. So I hope I answered that question.
Oh, no, and there was one other one. Pat Wesson just asked, "All your suits come with zippers, don't they?"
Zippers, so this way you don't have to undress to feed the reindeer, is an option. The off the off-rack suits do not come with zippers because it's just another process to slow the job down. But yes, if you order a suit from me, it's the new classic professional. We can put a zipper in your pants. No problem.
Very good.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. I tell you what, why don't we do our trivia question, Michael?
Okay, we can do trivia. This will be fun. I got everything manned up, so go ahead
All right, well,
and read away, Michael.
let me run their ad, and then we'll come back and let you do the rules.
Santa's Closet has been committed to providing unique, high-quality accessories for Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the entire Claus community. Our mission is to deliver exceptional customer service and outstanding value, offering competitive pricing and a wide selection of products designed to enrich the Claus experience.
Woohoo! Thank you, Wade and Scarlett. We appreciate your help. So all of your accessories, the coins, giveaways, any of that type of stuff, make sure that you visit Santa's Closet. And Michael, are there rules for our giveaway for
Well,
the?
the rules are simple. Please try not to use the internet or your telephones or any other type of source to come up and find the answer. But I can't control it because I can't see it. Number two, if you are the winner, just remember this. Unfortunately, Santa's Closet cannot ship to Canada. So unfortunately, all our viewers that are actually abroad, up to our neighbors up north or to our neighbors down south, unfortunately, we can't ship outside the continental United States. However, if you do have a friend that lives close to the border, you could make a deal.
Which
And if
Sam lives close to the border, by the Blue Water.
Exactly. And if you've already have won, you're kind of in a timeout for 7 weeks before you can enter again. I think I covered all the rules, right?
I think so. Are you ready for the question?
I am ready for the question.
All right, here we go. So, who knocked out the boxer Hans? How do you say his last name? Schultz?
Just Stretz.
Yeah. On Christmas Day, 1950. I know this is. Are you watching the comment section?
I am watching the
All right.
comment
All right.
section.
Very good. All right.
I'm trying to figure out who's going to be the first one to Google it.
Yeah. I'd have to. When I found this, I would have to definitely Google it. So who knocked out what boxer?
We already have our winner.
Oh,
And it's Mr. Trivia himself, AJ
AJ.
Ballas. So why don't you go ahead, Michael, and go ahead and tell them what the answer is.
So who knocked out Hans on 1950 on Christmas Day? Can you imagine getting knocked out on Christmas Day?
Especially from a guy named Sugar Ray Robinson.
Sugar Ray Robinson. I wonder if that's how we got sugar cookies.
Could be. Could be.
I don't think that's how we got sugar cookies. Did you know
Well,
that answer, Sam?
I know of Sugar Ray Robinson, but I didn't know he knocked somebody out that
On Christmas
that
Day.
day on the day of cheer and happiness.
Yeah, he got a
The guy who
KO
got
on
knocked out
Christmas
wasn't too
Day.
happy.
It was probably cheer and happiness now because he probably won a good purse there. All right, AJ, thank you. Thank you, AJ, for basically knowing what to do. And for those that don't and may win in the future, if you are the winner, please go ahead and email us at kringlebrothers2@gmail.com with your name, your address, and your shirt size in case Sam and Scarlett want to, not Sam, Wade and Scarlett.
There we go.
Wade and Scarlett want to send you a t-shirt or something like that. So,
Yeah.
all right, Michael,
So-
what's next?
Also, too, just a reminder, we'd appreciate it if you'd follow us on Facebook or YouTube, so you can subscribe on our YouTube channel at Kringle Brothers or follow us on Facebook. We really would appreciate the follow. There's some algorithmy giggy thingy that it helps it out with the following. So please
It's
go
math.
there and give us a like. That would be nice, and to share it. And we appreciate it. Now, Sam, before we go, we thought we'd ask you some fun questions.
Yes.
Well, I got one more comment before we go into this.
right.
Santa Mike Connor, Sam asked Sam, check your text, please.
Hi, Mike. Yes.
All right, now, Michael, let's go into it.
All right. So some fun interview questions, Sam. Are you ready?
I'm gonna try.
All right. So these are Christmas questions to help us get to know you a little bit better. So on your Christmas tree, is it real or is it fake?
Well, my wife is allergic to real trees, so that kind of answers your question. It's a faux tree.
All right.
It's a faux tree. Now, as for Christmas lights, is it clear or multicolored or blinking and solid?
Well, I bought a tree that I can adjust to colored lights, blinking lights, fade in, fade out, depends on the mood of the day.
Wow. That's a multitasking
awesome.
tree.
A multitasking tree, yes.
Wow. That's kind of cool. All right. So, next question. So your tree topper, is
I'm
it an
sorry.
angel or is it a star?
Well, the true meaning of Christmas, I've got an angel up there, and down below is the nativity set, the nativity
Oh,
scene.
that's cool. That's cool.
All right,
And
Sam,
that stays
what's
up
your
all year round, stays up all year round.
Oh,
That's
really?
awesome.
Nice.
Yep.
Now, okay, Sam, what is your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town.
That's a good
I
one.
love the
That-
smile on his
that's
face.
the real one.
It was
That's-
like the epiphany light bulb. Bing! Oh, I know what it is.
That's it. Santa Claus is coming to town because that's what I hear when I'm in the sleigh for a couple hours down Woodward Avenue.
So, what's your
Never get sick
favorite?
of it. Never get sick of it.
Your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, the Christmas Story, where there's 3 of Charlie Howard's suits. Yes, if you know when the little boy that is and everybody's worried about him shooting his eye out with the BB gun, Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Well, the Santa at the top that kicks him down the chute,
yeah.
that's one of Elizabeth's suits. And when the
Really?
when the movie starts, you'll see two Santas out on the street. There's a Santa across the street, and there's a Santa closer to the camera. She told me that she sold 3 suits to that movie production.
I didn't
Wow.
know that. That's a
See, now
fun
we have more
trivia
trivia.
question. All right, I should
All
say
right,
this. That could be next week's trivia question. No,
it could be a callback.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, what's your favorite cookie?
Oh, geez. Chocolate chip, of course, and a glass of milk.
There
For
you
sure.
go.
Nice.
Skim milk,
And-
though. Skim milk.
Our last question before we leave tonight. Sam, do you have any fun, unique Christmas traditions you and your wife take part in?
Actually, Christmas traditions. I guess the tradition is just being together and going to mass, going to church, and realizing what this is all what the Christmas season, the beginning of the Christmas season, because as I try to remind children that if it wasn't for Christ, there would be no Santa Claus
Yeah.
because there would be no Christmas. So
Yeah.
that's what I try to teach wherever I can, wherever I'm allowed to. But I that's what I believe, and that's I think the most important part of Christmas is our tradition is going to church. Yeah.
Well, one more question before we leave. I hear that you have an IT expert that
Yes,
helps
I
you out with
do.
all your computer stuff.
Yes, I do.
Got you LinkedIn for tonight. Is
Yes.
your IT expert there by chance? There he
Here
is.
we go.
Hi,
He's the
everyone.
man. He's the man.
I've had a
Chris-
great time listening tonight, guys.
Chris, thank you for setting this up with Sam and making sure that he was connected with us. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. Gave me an opportunity to spend some time with him. I love it. Bye, guys.
So,
All right. Sam, 2 more quick things. Tom Sheeran says hello.
Hi, Tom.
And Gregory Caskey Sr. said, thank you, Sam. I will call you tomorrow.
Beautiful.
all right.
Beautiful.
Well, everyone, thanks so much for coming to Kringle
Thank you,
Time.
everybody.
And thank you, Sam, for giving us some
Thank
of your
you, Sam.
time and sharing with
Thank
us.
you for the time. Appreciate
And
it,
we
guys.
appreciate it. All right.
God bless you
Blessings,
all.
everyone.
Yep.
Hey, we're back.
We're still here.
Sam,
This is our
there goes Sam.
Sam's like, I'm done.
Well, thanks everyone again. We appreciate it. Have a great week, and we can't wait to see you next week.
And just remember this. Thank you to Bob, Scott, Spangle, and Angela, and our TNL Network family, to Larry and Santa Roger of Kringle Tracker, and of course Wade and Scarlett.
Yes. Oh, wait, I need my.
I'm about
notes
to
for
say,
that last comment.
you're forgetting 2 main people, to our lovely brides, Linda and
Yeah.
Stacy.
Thank you so much, ladies. So may your days be jolly and your hearts be bright.
And may the magic of Christmas fill every aspect of your life.
Remember to be good for goodness sake.
And spread joy and share kindness to all you see.
All right. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
See you